Hi, I am Tammy and I am Meditating Medium, and this is part 2 about attracting money and your belief systems in it. I was sharing with you that in the past few years I've had a lot of people who are very spiritually intuitive telling me what I was supposed to do with money. I've also had the inner desires of my heart and what I would do if I did have a lot of money, what I would do with mankind and how I would be generous and what I would do with it. And every time that I think about it, it's more about helping somebody else than it is about me. Sure, I want to live comfortably. Sure, I would love to travel. Sure, there are things that I personally would like to do with it. But the bulk of it, I would really like to do something very special with. And I'm not going to go into that because it's very personal, and I will share that with you as it comes. So this morning I'm working through what my beliefs are about money, and I started to realize, as I said in part 1, that I have fears about money controlling me. I have fears, the same fears that I mentioned about the multimillionaire that I dated. I have fears of it changing me. I have fears of it not being a good thing. Mainly about it controlling me and what it would do or how it would change me. As I started to write those things down, and having gone to a spiritual conference this weekend where the people at the conference, I had 5 people telling me the same things, whether it was people in a booth who were just absolutely reading with me without me even asking, or whether it was actually sitting down and having a reading with this wonderful lady that does a lot with astrology. They're all talking about 2 or 3 factors with me, about fear, about trusting myself, and about money and about prosperity. What they were sharing with me was very good messages, things that should have gotten me very excited, but I left there thinking, okay, then what is it? I've had professional opportunities that would have yielded a bunch of money. I'm an excellent painter. I'm an excellent soft goods designer and seamstress, and there are many things that I can do. And now I'm mainly getting into the spiritual work. So, in writing these things down this morning, I was told immediately upon writing these things down what my belief systems are and how I might could work through these. I was told to go into a meditation, and I want to share with you what happened in my meditation. What happened is that I grounded myself first, and then I was presented in this shamanistic program that I went to, this lecture that I went to at 9 o'clock this last Saturday morning. They wanted us to be given an animal that would come in and help us, and the animal that came to me was a cobra. As soon as I woke up this morning, I saw that cobra again. And again, he was right in front of my face, just kind of looking at me. I did not feel fear at all when I was presented with him on Saturday morning. I did not feel fear, but she said, ask your animal why they're there and what message they have to give you. And I asked, and the cobra explicitly said, Tammy, you think that as a cobra I am poisonous, and that you look at a cobra, it's one of the most beautiful snakes in the entire world, the way that they function, how they spread their wings. He said, it's not about poison, it's about power. And I want you to taste your own power. It's time for you to stand in your own power of your own being, and this is what I'm here to assist you with. And so I tapped into the cobra, was listening to him, and I said, well, how do I get that power? And he said, trust me right now. And I saw his fangs open, and I saw the venom coming down from the 2 front teeth, and he said, tap your tongue to this, what you perceive as poison, and taste of the power. And I leaned forward, stuck the tip of my tongue out, let a drop of the venom come in. I put it back into my mouth, and this is during meditation as well, a guided meditation from the shaman lady. And all of a sudden, I went, okay, I'm not dying. This is not poisonous. It's not going to hurt me. This is power. And as I started to smile at the cobra and say, thank you for bringing this to me, thank you for me understanding that things that in my life that I've thought were poison really aren't. They're power. Thank you for letting me have the courage, giving me the courage to taste this. And all of a sudden the snake went in my body, and I rose up as a huge snake with my wings fanned out, and I could see the power. So this morning I wake up and this cobra is back visiting me again, and there's always something spiritual, it seems, that happens between the transition of waking up and being asleep and waking up in the mornings. So I said to the Cobra, okay, I'll go to you during meditation. So I put myself in meditation again. I just worked through that money chapter. And then I go into meditation, and the Cobra appears, and I see him in front of my face, just soothing, soothing, letting me look at him, us moving together. And I said, what message do you have for me today? And he said, I want to introduce you to money. I want you to see what money looks like, what it feels like. And I've got to tell you that through a very emotional next 20 minutes or so, I was introduced to money. And I was able to let go of my fears. I was able to talk to money and say, as massive as you look to me, I'm not afraid of you any longer. And I'm sorry that I've put judgments on who you were, because what I felt was a very kind and consoling and loving spirit of money who actually wanted to share. And in my meditation, he asked me, after I confessed and said, I'm really sorry that I've looked at you this way. I've put judgments on you. I have hindered you from actually working in my life in a very powerful way. Yes, you've done things for me, and I thank you for that, but I understand now why you're wanting to open this up in me. And once I asked for forgiveness, I said, can I embrace you? And I want you to know that when I embraced money, I'm going to start crying. It was absolutely amazing. It was beautiful. It was warm. It was comforting. It was loving. It was giving. It was sharing. And he started to remind me of the intimate desires of my heart that had to do with money. He said, do you remember this? And it was a scene that I had created of being on my bed and throwing money into the air and just relishing in knowing that I was enough, that money was, that I had enough, that I was good enough to earn this kind of money. And then he reminded me of what the desire was of my heart, of dealing with people. He picked me up and he carried me, and he showed me the people that I am to help with the money that I receive. I tell you all of this because I want you to know that money has everything in the world to do with how you feel about yourself, and whether or not you trust yourself, and whether or not you love yourself, and what you think you deserve, or what you really believe. Understand that a lot of what you feel, or what you think you believe, or what your belief systems have been anchored in, is not anything that's even true. It has everything to do with an environmental thing. And if you were raised around being enough, knowing that you're enough, then you believe that. If you don't, if you've been in an abused childhood, if you've lived in a situation where there wasn't enough, or people were worrying about money around you all of the time, then I'll guarantee you this is something that you and I have both struggled with. Today, I let go of those fears and I saw money for what it is. And it is not the root of all evil, as I was told in the church. It can lead to just wanting money and nothing else, can lead to the depravity of neglecting everything else in your life. It's not the root of all evil. It is alive, it is well, it is for you. One of the things that came to me about sharing with you in this video, or these two videos, is, can you say out loud, I love you, Tammy, in my case? Can you say, how easy is it? I want you to say it with me, but I want you to say your name. I love you, Tammy. And because I love you, you are enough. You are loved by one being, yourself, and that is enough. And if you can love yourself, God can love you. Namaste. I wish you very well. I'm thinking about you a lot. I'm seeing a lot of fears in people's lives right now through emails and so many other things. If you want to contact me through Transforming Spaces LLC at gmail.com. You are loved.